13ABC. Conklin and Company with 13ABC Action News anchor Lee Conklin. First with what's happening behind the headlines. And Take 3, our panel of political analysts.
Morning, everybody. Welcome into another edition of Conklin and Company. Great show coming up today. We're going to salute our nation's war heroes. Honor Flight of Northwest Ohio embarking on its first flight of the season this past week. You're going to see the special story of a couple who made that trip, the whirlwind journey to Washington together. We were there when they arrived. We were there when they got back. We're going to talk with the president of the organization a little bit later. Dancing with the Military Stars, another way to honor our war heroes. Year number 2 in Toledo, the woman who's really been the driving force to make it happen here is going to join us. We're going to run down a list of local celebrities pitching in to help, and the judges too. It's really an impressive list. But first, Toledo Streets. Well, it's a local paper you may or may not have heard of. Growing paper in circulation, and through the work of the homeless in the area, helping to develop independence and a path, a start to a better life. So they get it done. They produce Toledo Streets, and the people who are really the forces behind getting them to do it are Ken Leslie of One Matters, formerly the Homeless Awareness Project. Ken, great to have you once again.
As always?
Yeah, as always, as always. I just get afraid you're going to steal the show most of the time. And Jamie Dye, who's the new editor-in-chief.
Jamie Rye?
Jamie Rye of, pardon me, of
brand new kid,
Toledo
okay.
Streets. Right, brand new to Toledo Streets. Congratulations on this newspaper. It really is an impressive publication.
It's changed a lot of really, really good lives in a very powerful way, where people have literally gone from living on the streets to now living in apartments. I mean, then really that's the cause.
Yeah, and Jamie, how'd you get involved in this? Because as I said, you are new in putting this together. How'd you get directly involved with this?
Over the last about around 4 years of being kind of connected with Toledo, I just got hooked up with Ken and have done some stuff through One Matters with them, Tent City, and all of that. And I also became very familiar with Toledo Streets because my wife and I were kind of looking for great things going on in Toledo, and we've always been fascinated by micro enterprise and micro lending. And so we really just found that online, and so started to get to know Amanda, who started the paper, and then just began to engage with them. And so when they were looking for a replacement editor, I kind of fell into the mix as the guy based on my kind of background. So.
You had an exciting week this past week, right?
Yeah.
Big reception.
Yeah. It was nice.
You got some press and some other outlets on this station. You know, the Blade was, you know, a big story there. But I want to talk about how you get people who are unhoused, Ken, as you said. You try to go away from the homeless label, unhoused, to work to put this thing together, to make it a success, and then get out and sell it and profit from it. Jamie, maybe you can speak to that.
Well, you know, one of our goals is that this is a community paper. And so the people that are selling the paper, we also want them to contribute to it. And so our goal is to have over 60 to 70% of the paper actually written by some of the vendors themselves to get their kind of curb level story. And so they contribute to the writing of it, but they also are the main I don't know what you would call receivers of what we're trying to offer. And so they purchase the paper from us for 25 cents, and they can sell it for a suggested donation of $1, and then come back and purchase more papers at cost. It costs 25 cents for us to actually print the paper. And as the editor, I work on developing the themes and the different articles, working with both people nationally in the street paper business as well as the vendors.
For instance, this one. Bill Gates. You've got a little bit of John Bon Jovi in this one,
right.
and locally, Keith Burwell of the Toledo Community Foundation, Ken. So you got a little bit of everything.
Story, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I want to make sure we give props to Amanda Moore, who started it. Yeah. 3 years ago, she came and said, "Hey, I heard about these things. They're really cool. What do you think?" And said, "Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do it." And through her hard work, this paper became and is a community treasure. Yeah, she's getting married at the end of the month and moving to Cincinnati, and that's what made the opening for Jamie. But you know, I got to make sure everybody knows how powerful Amanda was in making this opportunity for the community.
Okay, and it's interesting. Jamie and I were talking about how the incentive, there's an incentivization here for the unhoused. The harder you work, the more you succeed, and that's what I love about this concept.
Absolutely, and one of the powerful things that we want the community to know, because there's a big difference between the people that are out panhandling and the people that are selling the papers, because they're working for a living. People say, hey, get a job. Well, this is a job.
And we ask you frequently about that,
oh,
about
absolutely.
the panhandlers out there. What do you do? You know, do you?
Yeah, don't give them money. You know, we've got coupons that people can download from our website that they can give to panhandlers and say, had you been selling Toledo streets, I'd be giving you $1 more right now. Because having been there, I know that any kind of panhandler getting money like that is esteem degrading behavior. This is esteem building behavior, and that's why we do it.
Yeah, it is inspiring. Where can we, if we're out and about, Jamie, where can folks find the paper? Is it mainly a downtown situation, or can you expand out?
Yeah, most of our vendors are stationed downtown, in front of the courthouse, in front of the DMV. A lot of places downtown like that is an easy way to access a vendor. We're working on figuring out some ways to get them out by the mall, in places like that where there's lots of foot traffic. That is the main draw. You know, like the Erie Street Market, when people come down for the farmers market and everything, there's usually a vendor there selling. And so you'll see them, they'll be identified with a name badge. Some of them will have actually an orange vest on or be holding a Toledo Street sign. Those are all tools that they can purchase to help further their business that they're running.
You were trying to print this every month, right?
The goal is every month. During the summer months, we do an every month publication. But throughout the year, it's usually every other month. But as we increase in sales, then we're going to hopefully be running an edition every single month.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
On this venture. I want, you know, this show today has a military theme to it. One Matters, heavily involved with trying to help veterans, give them a shot at a better life when they get back on American soil. And Ken, maybe speak to that and what's going on right now with
Yeah, you know, it's really incredible. We created this little thing called Veterans Matter, and what we do, we partner with the VA and HUD to get the veterans that are living on the streets housed like almost immediately, and it's really taken off. To date, we've raised almost $100,000 and have housed 75 veterans in 19 cities in 3 states. And ZZ Top, Dusty Hill raised $50,000 down in Houston just for Houston veterans. And then we're going to go to Bloomington next month, and we've got a couple things that we're working on.
With your buddy, Mr. Mellencamp.
Mr. Mellencamp down there, to be able to launch for the fall. So, I mean, there's a lot of momentum. It makes us, these veterans who fought for us, I mean, they fought for our home, so now we're going to fight like hell for theirs.
Yeah, and then we're going to salute some of those veterans a little bit later in the show. We're going to take a quick break. Best of luck with Toledo Streets, Jamie.
Thank you.
And we'll see you down the road. We'll see you at Tent City and all the work that you do, Ken, for One Matters. It's a pleasure once again.
Thanks always.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you.
for all you guys do. Appreciate it. And go out there and pick up a copy, if you can, of Toledo Streets this month downtown. We're going to be back in just a minute. And salute our military heroes with a little dancing after